You rolling? Man, we back up in this thing. Your boy Izzy 1K coming at you with the elite way. It's been a minute since I've been able to actually get on the mic and talk, but I feel like it's long overdue. I've been presented with the time and the space to really get my thoughts together and not be affected by any negative emotions, because sometimes when I'm talking about topics or whatever I might be talking about, I might start projecting low key. I ain't perfect and I'm susceptible to all type of things. And so if I'm not really in a good place and I try to give advice or I try to just talk about what I'm feeling, I might start just spouting out nonsense because, of the intense negative emotion I might feel about, whatever it is I just went through. And that's no good. I want to make sure that I'm a direct source of, purity. As pure as I could be. Like when I say purity, I mean, the things that I'm speaking and what I'm thinking is like, every time that it's received, every time I receive it internally, it elevates. It helps me grow. I don't want to speak and it degrades or it brings harm or, it just tears away your confidence and your motivation. I want to uplift. I want to empower. I want to compliment people. I love complimenting people. And I can't do that to the fullest of my ability when I'm bogged down by all these negative emotions. And there's so many too, man. I'm talking about something like, it's like when you feel like you've mastered something, it's just a way, it's just God, he just brings something back in that's like, oh, you never experienced it like this. And so it's gonna make it feel like this the first time you ever felt this emotion. Like you're gonna get just as angry as you did the first time. And it's like, I thought I already mastered anger control or anger management. Why am I still getting angry? Why am I still choosing the lesser reaction? It's like, practice make perfect. And you always have to be in a state of practice. Like, trust. After you go through something, you got probably about a dozen more variations of it until you actually get a hang on it and actually being able to be like, all right, I know how to handle this type of situation. And with us being young, trust, unless like you just living super fast and dealing with all type of people all the time, you don't really get those as often. And given it's like even if you don't know as many people, it'll be condensed into that group of people that to where it might not be a dozen, it might be 6 times since less people. But as many times as you need, as many tutoring lessons you need, then the many times you're gonna be tutored on that subject until you get it. And so it might take a dozen, it might take 6, it might take 1. It's just really just how you respond. And what I've been learning is to really just, understand the cause and effect, to understand my response to things. And then to understand, like, if I'm responding negatively or positively, and negative and positive, like, that's not going off of the broad sense of good and bad. I'm talking about what's positive and negative for me. Because you might tell me something about a situation I'm going through, and if I were to do this good way or this positive way of doing things, that might actually end up bringing more harm to me than good. That's why when people give advice, like I listen to their advice, and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, but I'm definitely taking that with half a grain of salt because you're not living it. You're not in these shoes, so you don't understand the variables that go into it. You're only speaking from what you see on the outside, and what you see on the outside, you can't even begin to fathom what's on the inside. Trust, it's like you could drive by a nice house, nicest house in the neighborhood, richest part of town. You like, dang, that house way better than mine. And it's big yard, nice fence, nice front door. You like the inside gotta be crazy, and it might be, but it might be worn down. It might be filthy inside. To where it's like you gonna step inside that house, you be like, damn, I gotta go back home. It's too dirty here, and that's a nice house. That's a more expensive house, So it's like when people are speaking from the outside, it's like, yeah, let them speak, and then take those data points. Like, all right, what's this one thing that they said that I could add to this puzzle piece I'm already putting together to where it can help me see things in a different perspective? You're not supposed to take people's advice as law. I don't care how close they is to you or how smart they may seem or how many things they've been through. Sometimes, yes, take the advice for what it is. Like, if they tell you it's black or white and there's no other way of doing it, you stick to the black and white. But a lot of stuff is not black and white. A lot of stuff is gray. And you really have to understand how to navigate that as a person. You know, it's your life to live. You can't have nobody live your life for you. And so when people get mad that people don't take their advice, it's like, who are you? And why should somebody take your advice when your life isn't even, if that person were to look at your life, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want your life. They wouldn't want to deal with the stuff that you're dealing with. And so why are you giving them advice so their life could mirror yours because your life is going good, quote unquote? It's like, no. It's like, give the advice that you feel drawn to give and just be quiet. And that's just on that aspect. Which, that's not even what I'm really trying to talk about this video. I'm really just, getting thoughts out. This first video back, and I really don't know what I want to do with this type of content. I don't know if I want to do like my gym content and then kind of vlog my college life. Because I don't got that much longer left in school. If I pass on my classes, like I think I should be graduating in like a year. And so, it's like, I don't got that much time left. And so I'm just seeing what I could do to make the most of it. And I tell you, I'm pretty sure by now, I said it already, but I go to ASU. One, my first option, and wasn't even an option, to be honest. I never thought about going to college after high school. Like, a dream college was never my thing. Like, these things that people be having, like, oh, my dream school, dream car, dream this, dream. I'm like, I never really had those. Like, I have dream experiences that I want to have and, like, bucket list items. But it's like, to pledge allegiance to a body of, I don't even know, a student body or a national body, like a football team or basketball team. It's like to say that's like my dream place that I want to go to, that I want to rep. It's like, nah, I just let the wind just, take me. And wherever I land is where I land. And, I just so happen to land in Arizona for a multitude of things. But I've been enjoying it. Dang. That was an air ball. But yeah, supposedly ASU is supposed to be like this party school. But I already did all that partying stuff because I joined the Navy out of high school. And so I'm pretty sure you could assume kind of what my experience is like. Because I was stationed in San Diego. And so me and the homies, bro, we just hit up all the SDSU house parties. Like, that was my party school experience. And we was for sure turned. I'm talking about 2 turned. I'll tell you, that was 2016. The year that everybody talk about as the greatest year on earth since the roaring 20s probably. For real. But yeah, 2016 was my party phase area as far as like college house parties and stuff like that. And so now that I'm at ASU, I'm like I'm really trying to network. I'm not trying to party. Like, I go to events, like DJing events, gatherings like that. I might go to I barely go to a club. I haven't been to a club in about a year and a half or so, and I really don't like them, to be honest. Nobody dances. Everybody stands on the wall. If you get a section, everybody stays in a section. All the beautiful women stay in a section. It's like, if you wanted to just post up and look beautiful, you could have just posted that on Instagram. You come to the club, all these different things to meet people, to socialize. I don't understand why people go out and they stay in the group that they was in. It would be so fire if like you go out and people would just, welcome people with open arms. Like, hey, who you with? Oh yeah, y'all should come chill with us. Y'all should just chill with us for the day. And sometimes that does happen. And the times that it's happened to me, lit. And, those friends aren't really, it ain't like they're lifelong friends. They can be. They could turn into that. But for the most part, they're just those friendships where it's always been good energy And y'all never really expect much from each other than just having a good time and speaking positive words onto each other and encouraging each other and pushing each other. Other than that, then y'all go y'all separate ways. Y'all check in every here and there, and that's it. Y'all might follow each other on social media, states, like, tapped in with the person. And then, like, it might progress to where it's like, oh, I know somebody, I'll call them in for a favor. And then it's like, you start to get a give-take relationship going. But, like, nobody does that. Nobody wants to network. And, people be like, oh, network. You go to a club, bro, it's like people in the VIP, it's like people want to start feeling like they God. Like, oh, I'm sitting at the top of the club with these bottles that I paid 10x for. And I'm just going to stand here and get sloppy drunk and not being able to get my words out by the end of the night. It's like, no, by the end of the night, it's like, I want to see who was actually in this club. Like, oh, who you? We ain't got network. I just like talking to people now, Like, oh, what's your experience on this earth so far? Like, so many different experiences. I'm more just, like, this with anybody now. I just been taking on the attitude of, like, I just want to hear people speak. Old, young, man or woman. It's like, I could learn something from everybody. And I truly like to see what I could learn from anybody. And I also like to look at people and see the child in people. Because especially as we get older, you can see a lot of people start to suppress those things. Like, a lot of things that you do for fun when you're young, you end up not doing when you're older for some reason. The case isn't for me. I still do what I love to do that I did when I was young, but everybody else is like, they get self-conscious about certain stuff and they just end up not doing it. And when I go meet people, I ask them, I'm like, oh, what do you do for fun? Or what is it that you like to do for fun? People be like, fun? I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know what you like to do for fun? I'm not talking about what you do for work. I'm talking about to decompress, to have fun, to enjoy life. What do you do? And I'm telling you, more times than not, for some reason, people be like, man, I'm just working, dog. I'm just living. I'm just surviving. But it ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just asking. It ain't nothing that you enjoy doing. I don't care if it was playing Sudoku. You ain't got nothing. You can't think of nothing. I'm like, that's crazy. But that's just the reality. And when it comes to conversations with people, I like to, help people remember what it is they like to do. Like, that makes me feel good when conversating. It's like, what is that thing that, like, even now I get your blood pumping, and they'll start to remember. They're like, oh man, I remember I used to go laser tag at this crazy spot that had the most official laser tag guns and vests, and me and the homies would bring knee pads and we'd be sliding. It's like stuff like that. Like, they'll start to remember stuff like that. And then even then, I'm like, oh, maybe I might go try that. I never really thought about doing something like that to that extent. But some people are very interested and they just forgot who they were. And that's unfortunate. And relationships will do that to you, And to be honest, the state that we're in, it's like, you have to be careful about relationships, especially intimate relationships, because you might get involved with somebody that makes you forget who you are completely. And if that's happened to you multiple times, you just need to come to the point that relationships for you, intimate relationships, are completely pointless. And you should just really stop giving them any significance, especially if they tank your mood and make you forget who you are multiple times. It's like, by that time you should be like, all right, relationships are not bettering my life in any sense. All it does is give me a temporary boost of dopamine for 6 to 9 months, and then everything goes to whatever wazoo. It's like, just leave that stuff alone. You don't need to be in a relationship to have a fulfilling life. But, people in codependency, to the point where you're letting somebody degrade your self-image. It's like, leave that stuff alone. Sex is not that important. For real. But other than that, though, enough of that. I think I might wrap it up today. And, we'll see where we pick up next time. I'll probably come in with a topic next time, so, I can really follow a chain of thought. But, when it comes to doing anything new, you just got to do it. The first time, you just got to do it, no matter which way it look, no matter how nervous you feel. Like Nike. Yeah. just gotta do it. And so, on that note, it's your boy Izzy 1K. We checking out. I forgot what episode of the Elite Way we on, but I'll put it on the title. But I ain't stopping the video till I make 3 shots. 3 threes. Cash. Dang. 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 Cash. Dang. I was just nailing these. Okay, this the one. I feel it. Cash. Down. Front of the room. Dang. I think I gotta put more power in my jump. Cash. Yep. Okay, we're gonna go for 3. That one felt good. Cash. Come on, win or lose, we still gonna shoot. Money. That's what I'm talking about. Look, I said to the end of the semester, I just did it now. Yeah, that's it, man. We gone. What?